Okay, here we go with the 2021 Summer League Finals. I'm Tim McClure. I was the cameraman. And here's the match you all want to see. Zach versus Sean. Or should I say the rematch. They met in the finals back in 2019. Sean got the better of him. Here we go with Sean with his Star Destroyer. And that signature pop out of his hand. And he hyzers it up there into the circle. Zach here's got himself a streamlined trace, a little bit straighter disc than what Sean threw. And he puts it up there, hyzers out a little bit, and he will be in circle 2. Sean with the opportunity to take the early lead, misses to the left. Gonna have a couple tap-ins here, and Zach with his Luna, and Sean with his PA3. And on to hole 2 we go. Sean's got his Glow Firebird. And he throws what looks like a really great shot, but it's going to come up short in this sticky grass. Zach's got his Doombird S-Line FD3. Gets a big skip, and he will be in the circle. This is the same putt that Sean had last year. Hit the cage, and he hits the cage again. Zach with the opportunity to take the early one-stroke lead. You know he wants this rematch bad.
Wow, great putt.
And he puts it right in.
Yeah, Zach.
Zach goes up by 1. Sean's hoping not to have a repeat of last year.
If I could clap, I would.
Hole 3. Zach steps up with his Champ Rock X3. Puts one right into the gap.
Don't go too far.
And right down into the circle. Sean with his Glow MD4 that he throws a lot.
Get in there.
And off the basket. These guys both have birdie putts. Little spoiler. I don't think anybody misses any inside the circle putts here, except for maybe on the last hole. Nor are there any bogeys in this entire round. On solid putt. Up above the cage. Hole 4. Zach throwing his BT hard harp.
You hit that tree? Yeah.
Both these guys are going to make the same mistake, the mistake you want to make in this hole. Is, glide a little right. If you're going to glide anywhere,
Hit the same thing?
don't go in the water.
I hit a little righter.
It's a tough putt with that low ceiling.
Hurts the metal.
This is another putt that Sean basically had last year. He had a little bit more of an opening through the trees, but this one is more difficult than what he had last year. And he almost made it last year. And he does a smart thing and just lay it up under the basket. So we'll have a couple tap-ins before we head to hole 5. All right, let's see what Zach got in his hand there. Looks like his Spectrum H3 V2, probably the only Prodigy disc that he has in his bag. Probably wanted that to flip up a little, but it goes to a very safe zone where he's going to have a putt, circle 2 putt. Sean throwing his Glow Firebird. Hits the branch and goes under those low branches. That's going to be a very difficult putt. Once again, this is somewhat similar to last year. Sean made a long circle 2 putt here last year that just barely went over that branch that you see right in front of the basket. This is going to be much harder to make this year though. And he gives it a go, but goes a little left. Now you know Zach wants to make this. Zach really wants this bad. He wants to go up by 2. Has that nice step putt. Comes in a little low, rolls out. Once again, we're going to have a couple tap ins before we head to hole 6. And Zach maintains his 1-stroke lead heading into hole 6. Zach's got his ESP buzz. Looking pretty good, but he's going to hit that tree up there. Keep him a little short. And this is a glow FD. And Sean always gets a good shot here. Got a little help from those high branches. Oh, we all thought that was in.
That nearly went in.
I did some slow-mos on his step putt, and he gets that disc out of his hand before his foot comes down, but it is really close. But it is a legal putt. He's really got that down. This is another putt Sean had last year. He hit the cage, and this time he gets it in barely above the cage and
At least 2 or 3
circles around the cage a little bit, but it's in the basket.
Good save.
And Zach just kind of throws it in. A little bit of disgust there that he missed that putt. All right, hole 7. And Sean's got his glow MD4 again. He's going to throw in the next 2 holes as well.
Oh, that's in the basket all the way. Settle.
And you know why he throws it? Because of that. Here, he piped it down the middle.
Flip over.
Oh, he wanted that to flip over. That's his BT hard harp again. And here we have another step putt coming up. By the way, Sean tied up the match on the last hole, so it's all even. And that was an unfortunate carom off the cage. It put him on the side of the hill. Watching Zach putt during this round, he just saw his lines very clearly and just very calmly putted putts in just like he did right there. But now Sean has a chance to pick up another stroke here and actually take the lead going into hole 8. And boom, very solid. Right into the heart of the chains. He's having some trouble getting his discs out of the basket, but that doesn't show up on the scorecard. And there's that MD4 again. And 8 to 10 feet. Not to be outdone. Zach has his ESP zone. Doesn't need to go through the gap of the trees. Almost under the basket. Another 2 tap-ins before we go to hole 9. These guys are so casual, I could hardly believe it. They were just chit-chatting about any and everything. You would have never known this was the finals. All right, once again, there's that glow MD4 in Sean's hand. And he puts it up a little high. But ooh, he gets through. And he's down in for another tap in. And there's a BT hard harp again that goes right down to where you want it. So you could do that.
Good putt. Wow.
Sean likes to take a little more time on his short putts. He's going to be 1 in the lead going into the back 9. He got nubbed. Alright, with a Star Firebird. By the way, all the discs in Sean's bag are white or glow. And he puts it back by the fence in the where the long pin position is. Zach just wants to throw a hyzer that skips to the basket, but he gets Velcroed. And Sean wants to make sure he makes this because he's probably thinking Zach will. And he does. And he's 1 stroke up, and if Zach doesn't make this, he's going to be 2 strokes up. But no motorcycle is going to bother Zach. He puts it right in the basket. And they head to hole 11 with Sean up by 1. That's a Recon mortar. And he puts that right up in front of the basket for an easy birdie. And Zach is throwing his ESP zone again. And he's going to be in the circle, but a little off to the right. Sean taps it in. Nice solid putt. Puts a little pressure on Zach by going first. But Zach doesn't feel the pressure and just puts it in the basket for another birdie. Okay, let's see what Sean is throwing here. He's throwing his Star Firebird again. He's trying to go down the middle, and he gets no skip. And Zach doesn't like the middle. He's going to go hot and around.
Got some width.
If you watch this, you'll see this come down
Too much
right
width.
there. And he's in position for another birdie. Sean really has no putt here, so he puts it up there wisely. But Zach knows that he could tie this match up if he makes his putt. And the man has nerves of steel. Puts it right into the basket. Ties up the match.
Watch out.
That was a good
That was impressive. I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, thanks for letting me have it back.
And Sean's in for the par. Hole 13. This is a big hyzer shot. Zach puts it down into the circle, gets a favorable bounce. Sean's turn to park it. Another glow Firebird shot. And he does just that.
Good putt.
Tap in for Zach.
Probably not going to get it if they keep playing.
Tap in for Sean.
You don't think
This
so?
match is all tied up
That's
going
the
into
point where
hole
it's like
14.
Difficult.
Zach's got his Doombird S-Line FD3. Puts it up. Brings it down. And he's parked. Sean's got his glow Firebird again. And that kind of went out of the camera there. This is another putt that Sean had last year that he caged, but not this year. Everything's going in this year.
A little tester for you, Zach. Watch out. Those
Trying to
5-footers.
psych Zach out
Yikes.
here. Make him miss a short putt.
Scary.
Reverting to the psychological warfare. Hole 15. Big hyzer out of Zach. That
Nice.
Doombird
Wow, that could
S-Line FD3. Another glow Firebird shot here for Sean. And he's going to put it right down by Zach. and they're going to be right down there by the basket. This is another putt that Sean had last year, and he missed, hit the cage. But this is a new year. It may be a new batch of champions.
What keeps it in here? Where'd you get it from? Internet.
Zach wants to get that Luna in the basket, and boom. No problem.
That running slow flat Firebird?
Yeah.
I've only got a couple.
The match is tied up. Zach just ripped off a string of 8 birdies.
That could be over.
Zach
It's
said
over,
before,
but, I mean, it
or
could
after
be.
he made the shot that he never considered he would go in the water. He was just worried about going long. He thinks he may be in the water. He's going to throw provisional. Sean, I think, was going for it, but he makes the mistake you want to make, flip it up and head towards land. This is a provisional that Zach's not going to actually need because they're going to find his disc down there. But it was a great shot. I think Sean's going to give this one of those half and half. Hopes that it just falls out of the air and comes into the basket. He's parked over there. Took a couple minutes to find this disc, but it was safe.
They're pretty terrible shot.
But it is quite a long putt.
They're safe than out.
Not likely to go in.
Unless you roll out of bounds.
There's a step putt and safely up there under the basket. Or close enough. There's your par from Sean. There's your par from Zach. And they're both at 10 down. Heading into hole 17. And here's a specialty of Zach's. That nose up, that low nose up shot that just skips and skips and skips. And that thing just skips down there to circle 2. And Sean is probably going to try to do something similar. Last year he ripped one through the trees and had a just slightly out of the circle putt, which he made. But this year he hit the tree and deflects almost to the same place where he was, not quite as long.
Eddie, be quiet!
Everybody can hear Eddie all over the course. Sean trying to putt this extremely important putt. The cicadas are out, so it's darker than it looks on the video. And the putt he made last year, he didn't make this year. Now Zach, this is what Zach dreams about. Probably for the last 2 years every night, is beating Sean at the end of the match, and boom, he walks it in for the bird and for the 1-stroke lead going into the last hole of the finals. They both know it's going to be close, so they consider their match to be the deciding match.
Good work this year. Thanks for helping me. Thanks for helping me, man.
Zach gets the honors, getting the birdie. All he has to do is really be safe here. Just make sure he gets it out there somewhere. Oh my goodness.
No.
That's his AJ Star Destroyer going into that tree. And that is OB. And I think Sean smells some blood in the water. He's got his glow turn in his hand. And he pops that out of his hand. And it turns. And the zoom of my camera could not zoom in any closer than that. He threw that thing over 400 feet easily. There's Zach throwing before I was in position because I think he was a little frustrated having to throw 3 there with the OB stroke. But he threw it right down into the middle. And there's a standstill throw by Sean, which is going to hyzer a little more left than he wants it. And Zach is left here with like maybe a 45 or 50 foot putt, which he knows he really kind of needs to make so he doesn't get a bogey. And boom. Storybook stuff.
Good par, bro.
He walks
Goddamn.
it into the basket, forcing Sean
I wish you didn't do that.
to make that 30-foot putt that he's got, just to tie the match up. Zach's in at -11,
Piece of shit.
and Sean will be in at -11 if he makes his putt. That's a little backstory about what he was talking about there. It's really funny. Don't have time to talk about it, but don't take him serious. He was just kidding around. Oh, and the thing that Sean lives for, winning the Summer League Finals on the final putt of the final hole, does not come to pass. He's in for the par, and Zach wins the match with a -11 to Sean's -10. And you can see here Zach's 8 birdies in a row there. Zach 44, Sean 45, and I don't know how they did it, but the Golden Wolves survived and won the finals 5-4 for the three-peat. Captain Sean, perfect in his tenure as captain the past 3 years. It's an incredible story. Congratulations, Golden Wolves.